By the late 1800s, Japan looked around and realized it was surrounded by colonizers. Britain had India, France had Vietnam, the US had the Philippines soon, and China was getting sliced up like a sad birthday cake. So Japan did what any overachieving student would do: copied everyone's homework, then did it better and scarier. Welcome to the Meiji Restoration, the era when Japan flipped from samurai aesthetics to modern steel factories and militarism, like someone binge-watched the West and said, "We can do that, but with more discipline and cooler uniforms." But Japan didn't stop at modernization. No, it wanted its own empire. Their first test run, Taiwan, in 1895, Japan beat China in the First Sino-Japanese War and took Taiwan like it was a trophy for best new empire. And they weren't subtle about it either. Japan enforced their rule with brutal efficiency, building railroads and schools while also silencing dissent like it was a national sport. Then came Korea, and things got darker. After years of bullying, treaties, assassinations, RIP Queen Min, and shady diplomacy, Japan annexed Korea in 1910. What followed was decades of forced labor, cultural erasure, name changes, and rice exports that fed Tokyo more than Koreans. Korean identity crushed, language banned, protests met with bayonets. Next target, Manchuria. In the 1930s, Japan staged the Mukden Incident, a false flag operation so dramatic even Hollywood blushed. Then they invaded Manchuria and set up a puppet state called Manchukuo, led by the last Qing emperor like some twisted empire fan fiction. By now, Japan was fully in its colonizer bag. Then came the crown jewel of chaos, World War II. Japan rolled into Southeast Asia like it was on a colonization speed run. Philippines, taken. Malaysia, taken. Indonesia, taken. Burma, taken. They branded it the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, which was code for Asia for Asians, as long as Japan's in charge. But Japan's empire didn't just take land, it took lives. Millions were enslaved, forced into labor, and subjected to atrocities like the infamous Unit 731, experiments, and comfort women's systems. The Imperial Japanese army didn't play around, and history remembers. Eventually, the Allied forces dropped the Mike and 2 atomic bombs, and Japan's empire dreams shattered in 1945. But the legacy, oh, it lingers. From apologies that came decades too late to textbook controversies and territorial disputes, Japan's colonization history remains a hot flame in East Asia. Bottom line, Japan started as the bullied, then became the bully, and while the West was surprised, Asia definitely wasn't. Because when Japan went empire mode, it didn't copy the colonizers. It out-colonized them. This has been history roasted.